All right, guys, so we're going to be talking about PlayStation a little bit here today. And yes, it is some negative news before everyone goes down and says, oh, you're an Xbox fanboy, you're a PC fanboy. Yes, I primarily play on PC, but it doesn't mean I'm a fanboy of that system. It's just what I prefer to play on. And most PlayStation games I've always come out and said that I love, especially the ones that are on PC, because I love playing them at the highest frame rates, at the highest graphics. But today we're going to be talking about a negative to do with PlayStation. So Gran Turismo 7 has become the worst user-rated Sony game ever. So Sony's newest installment of the Gran Turismo series, which is Gran Turismo 7, has become the worst rated Sony game ever at the time of this video, with a Metacritic user score of 2.1 out of 10, which appears to be put below pretty much every game the publisher has ever released. So Gran Turismo 7 servers recently actually went offline for over 24 hours, leaving players unable to enjoy the recently launched game due to an issue found in update 1.07. The server maintenance was originally going to be scheduled to take place with 2 hours of downtime and would introduce players to an update that included new improvements and adjustments to gameplay. Sadly, this actually backfired as fans took to social media to express their anger and disappointment with the developers. Releasing during the series' 25th anniversary, Gran Turismo 7 has a strong emphasis on realism and immersion. And this is something that I noticed, that even though they did put that interest into realism and immersion, I think that games like Forza Motorsport and look as good as this, even though Forza Motorsports are quite old. And I think the new Horizon 5 looks beyond the wildest dreams. It is so much better than this. The graphics of this game, like, it's beyond dreams. As I said, the Forza Horizon 5's graphics, it's insane, and especially running it on PC, as I'm always going to say, best place to play the game. It just looks absolutely gorgeous. But Xbox Series X is very, very close to being there. So let's carry on going through this. So yeah, it had a very strong emphasis on realism and immersion. The racing simulator included limited ray tracing technology to produce incredibly realistic lighting effects and reflections, and features a dynamic weather system affected by air, temperature, humidity, and road surface that changes how players actually race. Like the previous installments of the series, GT Sport, Gran Turismo 7 requires an online connection to play in both offline and online modes. This is obviously used to dissuade cheaters, which we all hate, but many players have expressed frustration with this feature as well, believing that it would lead to connectivity issues, and have ultimately predicted recent issues the title has been facing. So as reported by Eurogamer, Gran Turismo 7 now has Sony's lowest user score ever on review aggregation site Metacritic from 27 years of games from PlayStation Studios, Sony Interactive Entertainment, SCEA, SCEE, and SCEJ. God, that's tough to get through. While other titles from the studio on the website only have a handful of reviews, Gran Turismo currently sits at over 5,000 with a user score of 2.1 out of 10, beating World of Warriors, NBA 10, The Inside, and Cool Borders 2001, which all have scored 2.9 and above. The majority of the negative reviews have been seen posted after update 1.07, which reduced payouts from the game's races, thus forcing players to spend real money on microtransactions to unlock new cars and causing many to review bomb the racing title. The Gran Turismo series has released quality experiences for each console generation and is generally considered to be a major selling point for PlayStation consoles due to this renowned reputation as one of the best racing games and racing video games in the franchise. While Gran Turismo 7 was released to positive reviews earlier this March, many have been left unhappy with its online-only gameplay, very heavy microtransactions as per the update, and a complete lack of playability due to connectivity issues. Gran Turismo 7 was praised as one of the greatest console racing games ever made, so a sudden negative shift in its own player base due to enforced microtransactions and connectivity issues handled poorly by its developers is shocking. Needless to say, despite its ongoing launch, the title appears to have a strong 87 Metacritic score from critics on PlayStation 5. It's unknown if Sony will fully respond to the backlash and make the corresponding updates, but an update can be expected in the future. So, guys, what do we think about this? I would love to hear your opinions below, but I find this very interesting. Gran Turismo from PlayStation fans and racing fans in general has always been something that's very hyped up, something that's really, really a big release for PlayStation. There are a ton of people that love these simulator racing games to the point where they go out and buy all the crazy steering wheel stuff and they get really into it. So to have a game, the new installment on PlayStation 5 so badly done with these microtransactions is just so awful. And especially as now you're having to pay £70 here in the UK for this game to then absolutely litter it with microtransactions is just a joke. Like, already we've had to pay more money that isn't needed. Like, games prices have increased. That's a fact. Like, game price has increased. Like, what we're having to pay for has risen so much, and it's going to keep doing that over the years. But to then litter a game as, you know, as good as Gran Turismo and how they've always been before, just to buy new cars and stuff with microtransactions is a complete joke to the racing franchise. Like, fine, you know, if you want to make it difficult to grind for cars, fine, but don't make it so impossible. And as they said in the update, they made it so difficult that you're essentially forced to, you know, buy coins to then, you know, actually buy the cars in game. You know, at least Forza Horizon 5, like, the cars are reasonably priced, and you can go out and buy some of the best cars, you know, after a good few races and stuff like that. But in this game, like, you kind of forced to buy it with your real money, and to pay for an in-game purchase is just crazy to me. I think that's one of the worst decisions these guys have ever made. And something like this, if it's not fixed and not made better so that people can change their opinion, will really damage a franchise. Like, you know, many franchises have failed. EA is very, very well known for doing this kind of stuff and has really decreased in what people think and the way people talk about EA games because of EA littering so many of their games, like the Battlefront games, with microtransactions. One of the reasons I never got into the second Battlefront game is because they did ruin it with microtransactions. It's since got better, but the point is, it puts you off a game. Like, it just does. And people will instantly have this opinion and feeling when they now see these games. So let's hope that Sony can really fix this issue, because it's really not a good one to have. But anyway, that's it for this video. I do hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Please do like and subscribe on this video, and I will see you in future ones. Bye-bye for now.